Is my screen visible? So last session we were talking about IAC, right? Infrastructure as a code. So till now, what we have done, we have seen how to create pipelines and how to build, how to deploy, all those things, right? So to do all these things, the infrastructure is important, right? So for what we have tried deploying for the existing resources. So assume that if you want to do things on dynamically, you don't have anything available to deploy. So you want to do the environment first. I mean, if you want to prepare environment first, then continue with your pipelines. Let's say you want to create infrastructure, dynamic infrastructure. It can be a VM, it can be an app service, or it can be a storage account, anything for that matter. Resources we have seen, right? So how to do that? So that can be achieved with some code. So for that only, we will use the ARM templates. So, yeah, this we have seen already. What are the advantages of doing it, and why do you want to move to the ISC, right? Infrastructure as a code enables you to describe through code. That means through templates, you are going to create the environment, right? So what is and the another advantages of this is consistent configurations, improved scalability, faster deployments, less documentation, and better traceability, right? And how can we do that? There are multiple ways to do that. We can we can create the IAC environment using Azure CLI, PowerShell, Azure ARM templates, Terraform, Azure SDK, and Ansible. Multiple ways based on your environment. Maybe you can choose whichever way is suitable for you, right? We'll try using one or two here, right? So to do this, the important thing is resources. What is resource provider? Yesterday I was showing you, right? Resource provider. So there are n number of resource providers. Here, go to your portal, you will find the list of resources which are supported. These are the list of categories, resource categories. Analytics, compute, containers, database, DevOps, identity. We have seen few of them already, right? So there are many things. Security is storage. This is one another resource. So basically, if you want to create all these things, any of the resource dynamically, you can use the concept of IAC concept, right? So we'll see how to create let's say one of the will try storage, maybe storage account, how to create storage account using the ARM template. And using ARM templates, there are again multiple ways, like you can use your PowerShell, or you can use your portal, or you can use your CI/CD pipeline. So ultimately our goal is to create a resource or the environment basically, right, using our CI/CD pipeline. So for this, maybe you can maintain a separate what is a pipeline or integrate with the existing pipelines, right? So we'll see how to do that. For that, just we'll go through it some theory. Each resource provider offers a set of resources and operations for working with an Azure service, right? So there are n number of resource providers, like Microsoft Key Vault is a resource provider for which to store the keys and secrets, right? So how, likewise, there are n number of resource providers. The name of resource type is in the format of this way: resource provider followed by resource type. This is the example for that. If it is a vault, Microsoft dot, who is the provider? Microsoft, and resource type is key vault, right? This is what we are going to do that. Resource, who is the resource manager then? The infrastructure that makes up your application is often composed of various different components. It is not a single thing. It's a group of components basically, right? The combination of multiple components which will be used uh, to create this resource, right? Basically, if you go to any subscription, you will find there are a lot of subscriptions. I don't know whether we have any subscriptions. You will find resource providers under the subscriptions. Resource group, resource. Can you see resource providers? Resource group, resources.
It's there.
Yeah, resource providers. So basically, you need to register in case if some resource provider is not available. So whatever is registered here, those can be used straight away. If something is not available, let's say Microsoft AAD something or GitHub network, just click on that and register here. So then only it will allow you to use that. So this is the placeholder to register your providers, basically any resource providers. See, there are n number of, not one, right? There are so many. Based on your need, check whether it is available, registered. If not registered, just come to that respective subscription and go to the resource providers and enable that or register that. Okay, that's what it is talking about. Nothing else. So generally, what happens? Let's say if you take any application or anything, right? Assume that to host a website, what and all we need? We need one app server, we need one database server, we need one storage account, right? Like this, there are a number of components or the different services required to complete a web service, right? A website basically, right? So how the olden days, assume that if ARM option is not there, this is to do using the service management APIs. So again, it used to be a manual, and one by one you need to do separately basically. Create your app service first, then the database service, then the storage account or the storage service, anything. See, if you, generally if you take any website, you may have to store database and all, right? And you need some storage account as well. So just give an example. So if you come up with a product or the application, you need multiple components. So earlier, uh, this was achieved through service management APIs, and it was doing individually. But whereas the ARM templates will provide you to combine all those things, what are the requirements, and deliver it in a single ARM template. So what is the advantage of doing that? You have a single point of source where you can manage along with your source code. Any modifications for that, so automatically that will help you. Automatically it will be in sync with your what is the project code, right? Your infrastructure is also linked to your, right? Azure Resource Managers, what are these things? So, Azure Resource Manager allows you to define a declarative template for your group of resources. What is declarative? So there is something called imperative and declarative. Imperative is nothing but if you are doing through some code, that is imperative. So this is a declarative is nothing but using some tags or templates basically, right? So using those, these days everybody is moving towards declarative only because it is easy, and modifying one template, it's kind of central, a variable kind of thing, you can say modify one place and wherever it is used automatically that will be inherited, right? So that way. And basically what these templates will do, it's basically a JSON file, right? So the everything I'll show you that. the code is written in JSON format, the objects. So using these JSON templates, we will generate or we will create a environment. So you use the template for deployment and it can work for different environments. I was talking about this, right? So create a template once and apply that in testing environment. If everything is working fine, the same template can be reused in staging environment. Again, if everything is working fine, then that same template can be reused in production environment. So reusability is high, right? And in some, let's say, if you don't have dependency on your tasks or the jobs, whatever you have, so you can execute all of them in parallel. What is the advantage? You can save the time, right? Assume for some projects, the parallelism will not work and you have the dependency, then automatically you have an option to change the order. Maybe if you remember, we have a tag called depends on, right? If such kind of dependencies are there, then create that dependency and put it in the order which you want, right? The dependency order, right? And another advantage is incremental adds. What does it mean? So let's say you have created your environment. On top of it, you want to modify a small thing. So if you rerun that, it will not touch the entire thing. It will only modify whatever it will only correct the thing whatever is modified, right? So that way it will save the time out. Okay. So you no need to rerun completely basically. So that is also another advantage. Is it clear? What are the like this is the advantage of creating your ISC. So we'll try to create a template. So for this, basically you need a storage account. Let's say we'll try to create a storage account using these templates. Okay. Let's go to your even if you create a template here, that will auto internally generate a JSON file, right? Storage accounts. Create a new storage. I'm going to create a new storage under that. I can use the existing one or new group, anything. Or maybe a test resource group. Okay. Fine. It's a demo storage, and I'm leaving the rest of the things to. Yes. Just creating a storage account. So when you create a storage account, automatically it is internally generating a JSON format, JSON file. I'll show you. These are the inputs. In case of any inputs are nothing but the parameter files. So what are the parameters we have? Any outputs for this specific thing, we don't have any output, so it will be displayed here. So once the deployment is done with the storage account, you will get this is the template file here, right? There are two things here. Let me copy this first so that I can explain you. Visual Studio Code. You have just copy pasted this, and another file we need, which is for the parameters here. This is the parameter file. What happened? Save this as what happened? File save as maybe someplace. Write it. And we need another one. No, your templates. Your template file. Generally, two things required. One is parameters, another one is template. So go to parameters. Let's see the parameter. Copy. So that's got this. So now we got two files. Try to understand this. What is there here? There are so many parameters here, like storage account name, account type, kind. These are required parameters to create a template. Where are we using those things? Here, if you see here, there will be a schema. What else would you like to show? The schema is nothing but, so let's say there will be templates, right? So for that template, there will be frequent changes. So here, if you change the date, let's say maybe it is by default, it has taken the old one. Let's say you want to use the latest template, maybe 2021 or 19 something. So a group of updates will be provided here, and parameters. Whatever the parameters we are using here, the values will be here. We have just declared it, like storage account name is a string type, and where will it be? Again, it is the parameter name. If you see here, storage account name, the value is bhs storage demo, whatever it is, right? Yes, D is missing. That's okay, right? So like this, the parameters will be picked up from this parameters file to create this template. Likewise, you have many things. Next, variables. All these parameters, whatever is required here to create a storage account. Then resources. This is the type of Microsoft storage account we are creating. This is the storage account, right? And the required information, right? This is how we can generate or create a template. Now, this is the default one which we have created. Why did we create? So this just to get the template. It will really take some time to write all these things, right? So that is the advantage of generating a template. Now use this template and create or modify whatever you want for your project purpose. Again, I don't know, I can't hear you guys. Yeah, that's okay. Yesterday this was the problem, right? How to create? Now we'll see the different options how to create. This is how you can create a, basically if you take a JSON file, you have different options like schema, parameters, variables, right? And resources, whatever it is. So using the combination of all these things, we are going to create a resource now. Storage account. How to create a storage account? Discuss that. So generally we have generated ARM templates. There are two types of templates. One which is like export the actual template that you used for deployment. Let's say you have created a deployment for deployment, export that template and reuse it further. Or export a template that represents the current state of the resource group and use it further. Modify or whatever the enhance based on your requirement. Okay. So I'm checking. Give me a sec. Is a sample whatever we have. Just give a sample here. So whatever we have generated here, see, is the same thing. Maybe the values are different. That's all. You have more parameters, but ultimately the template just give an example. You have your storage account, you have resources, you have all the kind or whatever it is. The parameters file. If you see parameters also same thing. What are the parameters we are going to use it. So there are multiple ways to create now these deployments. See, using PowerShell, we can deploy this. So what is the input for that? Just now, whatever we have created, parameters.json and template.json. These two are the input files to create or to deploy those templates, basically, right? So the best way to use is go to your Cloud Shell will be there for your portal. In case if it is not there, there will be extension. Please install that. Go to Cloud Shell. So now it is going to the disconnecting to PowerShell. So before that, what we will do, go to your D drive. This is my templates and parameters. Just open with what happened. So now I will change my storage account name BHA D has come here. BHA storage demo. I change the name of this, right? Maybe want to change the name. So that's all. So now just to show the difference, I created. So now upload this to your. Here you will have an option to upload or download. Upload a file from where? From your D drive. Both you are going to upload here, right? Upload destination complete. Now we have files. Parameters JSON. What happened to other one? We upload only parameters. Template also we need. So now we got parameters JSON and template JSON. So for this, now we have the command to execute is template file. You need to give the location of this. Basically, template file equal to whatever that location. Where did we upload? $home, right? Is here. home/Bhaskar. This is where we have our parameters file, right? Within the codes, you give that slash template.json. I'm not doing anything. I'm just giving the location of that file name and executing it. Right? Similarly, you have to give parameter file. Parameter file equal to whatever it is. Done. Now we need to, I'll write here so that it will be easy. We are going to create a new resource group. What is the name of that? My demo resource group 1, right? And location, you need to specify on which location you are going to. If you remember, when we create AWS, right? Execute this. Name already we have passed, right? Okay, no problem. We can do it either way. This is my location. New Azure repo resource. That name the term if a name is not recognized. Oh. Location is this. My demo RG1. Location is East US. Yes. Okay. Now my resource group, my demo RG1 is created. Now we have to do the deployment. So for that, the command is again new -Azure group deployment. Resource group name. You need to give the resource group name. Say sorry. We have created, we have linked, right? My demo resource group 1. This is what we have created, right? And template file $template file. We have already defined that parameter. We have the template name, right? Same thing. Just give me a sec. Maybe one by one it is not taking, that's why. I demo again. Template file is dollar. Template parameter. So we'll also define and try to execute. That's what mistake we are doing here. Template file equal to as a bundle will execute here. Again, it is not taking. Okay. This is the template format, whatever you get. This is what I gave also. I think template file. No, this is correct only. Now it is taking for that previous one. File name is correct, right? Altogether, I'll create on final try. Otherwise, I'll try alternate option. This is succeeded. Now, what is the other thing we need to create? Deployment we have to do, right? Now it has created, right? To go to your storage account, reload it. Your storage account. Let's refresh it. So this is the template to create. This is how you can. So you can define your parameters like this, and in the files, and use this like this is the command to create a resource group, new Azure resource group. This is the command to create deployment, new Azure resource group deployment, and you need to pass the respective parameters. That's what we have done. That is one way, or in a single command -name -name. That was the this copy paste. I think this right. So another way of doing it is like using your portal. Deploy the template using portal. So using portal also, you can just copy paste your whatever the templates you have, existing templates, and modify if you want. So using those things also, you can modify it, right? So basically, this is the syntax to use it in a PowerShell. Otherwise, if you are more comfortable doing it in the what do you say portal itself, you can do using portal also.
Bhaskar, in general,
We'll use most of the
deployment.
time deployment.
Yeah. Hello, Bhaskar.
Yeah, I can hear
Yeah.
you.
In general, real-time scenario like where you also mean like working deploy the templates PowerShell or using portal. Mostly in
See,
PowerShell only.
mostly what we do, there are two things. So I'll show you next scenario. So just I'll show you quickly this, then you will understand. Okay, just give me 5 minutes. I'll come back to your question. I mean, you will get answer for that. So generally, there is an option called template. So you can create a template here, right? Here, you can give the name. I don't need PowerShell, so close it. There are three ways you can create. So I'll come back to your question. I think most of the time we will actually what do you say integrate with the pipelines. That is the uh, mostly used option. Say some template you can give. March demo or DevOps. DevOps. Fail to save template. Again, we need to enroll. Once you create your template, I don't have any template here. Okay, let me try. Create a template. Templates will be retrieved after. So we need to register for this. This free version is a problem. So one sec. Generally, what happens when you create a template here, you will get an option to subscription. Under that subscription, you need to copy paste. You will get two text boxes here. One for your what do you say? Sorry, uh, this template file is there, right? There is our code. This one. So this you need to copy paste so that it will read the template file and whatever the values we are passing here, right? Let's say the name, the location, and the resource group name, template name, all those things will be available as a drop down. You need to select a name. You need to select a location from the drop down. These things will be available in the parameters, whatever it is. That's up in a template file. Maybe I'll show you one screenshot, or I'll try to register and show you that. But ultimately, I'll show you how to deploy using our so here you can see the steps. So go to template, add a template, and give the name. Copy paste that storage, that JSON, whatever we have template file. Then just purchase that. Basically, you need to purchase it while through this portal. Okay. Now we will be doing with the pipeline. This is what we are going to do. Okay. This is mostly used on a, I think your question is here, right. For that, what we have to do, first you need to create a repository. We'll create a repo first. Go to your, we'll finish this quickly. There is your repos. New repository. So, the repository. Infrastructure. Create it. Right. Now you have your template files, right? These two. You drag and drop here. Commit. I'm just adding the files. Okay. Now we have your files. Same thing. Maybe we'll modify that parameters. Edit. 1, 2, 3. Maybe commit. Commit. Right. So now go and create a pipeline. Let us go and create a new pipeline. You have an option to choose whichever you want. Let us see now my infrastructure, my repositories, new one which we have created, and we will go with that empty one. Apply. Quickly create. Right now, you add a job called ARM template. Add it. Now you configure here. Available subscriptions. I don't have any. Go with that, whatever it is. I should have a free subscription. Yes. Then you give your resource group. This is my resource group. And location, you select whichever you want. East, US, or whatever it is. Then template. Here you can browse your template basically. Is it template or parameters? So first one we are doing template. Right? Or template parameters also. Select template parameters. That's all. You're done with your pipeline. Right? Now save and queue. I'm executing my pipeline now. Because this is linked to your job most of the time. Before running your job, let this pipeline run and create your environment, right? I should have done it. Taking time. The job. And is your doubt clear? Which is mostly used? That's what your doubt, right?
Yeah. Which is like using PowerShell or using with the portal. So how the real time like we need to
This
work.
one. This is the one real time is mostly used. So now starting the deployment. See what happens. You have your pipeline, right? Already, which is there in your for build code, everything, whatever we have done till now. For that pipeline, based on the, if you remember, we were talking about order, parallel, something here. What is this? Here. In case if you want to execute in parallel, if there is no dependency, assume that your build will take 1 hour. In that 1 hour, to save the time, your environment should get ready. So you can create a parallel concept there. So in that 1 hour, by the time your build is ready, your template is also, sorry, your environment is also ready, infrastructure basically. So you can create 2 parallel pipelines. One will execute automatically in the, what do you say, storage account. You see here, all are created. This was 1.2 was with PowerShell. 1.2.3 is just now we have modified, right? Remember, we have just committed by modifying it 1.2.3. What is that? You see my parameters open with Notepad++. DHA storage demo 1.2. We have uploaded this file to PowerShell and executed this using PowerShell, right? That PowerShell one was created using this DHA storage demo 1.2. Whereas pipelines, you remember, right? We have modified 1.2.3 and committed that. Our commits, you see, repose, commits, updated parameter file. So from 1.2 to 1.2.3, I have modified. This was created through pipeline. Here, 1.2.3. Click on that, you'll get all the details. Is it clear? Now, coming back to your question, Anand. Now, what we have done, we have different pipelines. I have created an empty pipeline, that is okay. Assume that this is your pipeline already. Assume this will take 1 hour. While this is executing, my environment is ready. I can run both of them in parallel or put a link in case you have a dependency. First run this. As soon as your environment is ready, then start this. Or you go to this specific pipeline, right? Add a new task here. ARM, right? Add and move this one to here. First, this will be done. Then once this is done, automatically this will go to, it will go to next step build, next test. This will be in sequence. This is what I was talking about, this order. Correct the order, whichever order you want. So this is the best way of using it. Integrating to your pipeline will always the best practice. Is it clear? You can check here. It just went and deployed your parameter. I mean template created. That template only we are seeing here. 1.2.3 BHS storage demo 1.2.3. Is it clear? Any doubts? There are multiple ways to do that. Using PowerShell you can do, using Portal you can do, using pipeline you can do. Right?
But in general, we'll go only through pipeline only, right? Adding
It
the
depends on, but generally most of the time we will integrate it to the pipelines
yeah.
because you no need to, because always there is a link, right? So why are we creating this environment? To deploy something to this environment, right?
Yeah.
So first you create that environment, then do the deployment step. You can change the order wherever you want. I just gave you an example here. Where is this? Here. Or you want to do this before deployment, do this. Right? Do this. Maybe how this. Edit. Assume that is our build pipeline. Sorry. Okay. That's how you need to add it. So wherever you want, you just integrate that specific task based on your requirement.
But in general, once the infrastructure is ready, then we'll align with that, right? Yeah.
Right.
Not dependency on the code check-ins
If
or some.
that's what, and again I'm telling. See, if you don't have any dependency on this, assume that your build itself will take more than an hour, but your
Yeah.
environment will take 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Even you can save that 10 to 15 minutes, right? By the time your build is ready, your environment will be done, right? It will be created. So you can use the parallel. If assume that your build will take only 5 to 10 minutes, 5 minutes maybe, then first create your environment, then link it to your build. First your environment, let it be ready, then link it to your build. Then automatically the further steps will continue. But
Bhaskar,
definitely you have an option to do it wherever you want.
Bhaskar, you have taken that empty pipeline, right?
Right.
Yeah, so we can see that the YAML code after completing this pipeline.
Yes, we can see, of course. It will be same again. Click on this here, view YAML.
Okay.
Same thing, Azure Resource Manager template, whatever it is, the template file, and whatever the template name. See, this is nothing actually. The values here, you will have an option to select drop down. There you need to enter. That's all. YAML file.
Okay.
So location, resource name, subscription ID, or whatever. It's all those things.
Bhaskar, sorry, I missed that. So you added that template, ARM template in the pipeline. Like how you manually you added? How you added that? It's an
Which one?
empty template, right?
It
Like
was
you
an
added
empty
in the pipeline.
template. No,
In the pipeline,
I'll show you.
I missed that.
Here. First thing what we did, we have added our templates to a repository, correct? First step, we have created a new repository, right?
Yeah.
Here, where is that? Here, there is a template option here. Click here.
Template. It's an empty template, right? Empty template.
Empty template. I have added here, right? From this, I have selected this. Here you have an option. Browse. You can browse your templates. From where? From that repo. Since you have integrated to your repository, so you can always browse from the repository. That's what I was saying. It is linked your template. This is a code, right? JSON code, JSON file. So JSON file is checked into your repository. Now your JSON files, your templates are part of your source code.
It is already created manually. Let's say if you are through GitHub or some commands, you added empty template. That's fine. If it is not added, we can manually add it here, right? Name of the
Yes.
template
Yes.
in the pipeline itself. Okay.
Yes.
So
Here
then it
you
will
have
create
option.
a empty template.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
So this is the way we can create all the resources, right?
Yes, you can create resources like this,
including VM.
Yes. Basically, if you have a template, you can. This is how you can create your. Okay. These are the resource groups we have. Okay. Then see you next session.
Bhaskar, that we already designed.
Yeah, until
Yeah, if ARM template is already designed the existing where we PowerShell in the portal, let's say assume. So how we need to integrate that to pipeline? Like same like let's say
take
if
that
I updated in the
take that template, add it to your repository, like how I have added, right? Just now I have added go to your repos. This is where I've created a new repository, right? Infrastructure. Under that, I have added this. I have dragged and dropped, if you remember, from my local. Similarly, you can copy paste here or modify, edit, paste your template and commit. so that it will be available for your pipeline.
So then you can reuse in the pipeline. Okay.
You reuse in the pipeline. Yes. Perfect.
Okay, Bhaskar.
Okay. Thank you.
Bhaskar, that document,
Which one?
that whichever you showed the document, right? For infrastructure as it can that some of the few of the document can you please upload, Bhaskar?
Yes, I'll do.
Even yesterday's recordings also we missed. I didn't get.
You can just reply in that chat mail. They will upload it. It will be
Even
there.
Shomsekhar has been requested actually. I don't know.
Okay. You can ask Ravi.
Yeah. Even these documents, please upload.
Yeah.
Bhaskar,
So I'll upload
weekend.
Sure. I'll upload this.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.